Hey guys, Gatsu here, bringing you another original English light novel review today. I'm going to be reviewing 125, Volume 2 by Jonathan Solis. Thank you very much to Novel Horizons for sending me this to review. I did review Volume 1 previously, so there'll be a link to that in the description. Go check that out, especially probably before watching this review, if anything. I do want to quickly say, sorry that I sound a bit stuffy, I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, so... But yeah, as usual, we'll go on to the physical copy before we go on to the story itself. So it's a very nice looking book. I love the cover art. I think these volumes look really nice in general. There's always really nice artwork on them. I think they're laid out quite well. Plenty of art throughout, which is good. And the art's really nice as well. I think that's one of its definitely a good thing. Got a very nice contents page, all chapters numbered and page numbers and everything, which is good. And yes, some very nice artwork throughout. Here is a character called Celine. Now, I did come to really like Celine, however, I really don't like her character design. I think her hair looks really dumb. But that's kind of like a very small thing. But yeah, some very nice and quite lewd artwork, because obviously that's not. There you go, classic hot springs right there. So yeah, you can expect kind of some etchy elements in that. So I will be comparing a lot to the first volume as well. So moving on to the story, I don't think there's much more for me to say about the physical copy. It's got like a nice matte finish, looks nice, has nice artwork. Like all round, it's a good physical copy. So the story continues from volume 1, where Seth is now traveling basically in search of someone. That's essentially what the story is. After making his place in Belai's kingdom, he's now being trusted to go and find this person to enhance his power, essentially. So the first few chapters felt a bit all over the place and a bit kind of boring. I didn't really know what was going on or where it was headed. Obviously he was looking for this person, but there wasn't much going on. And then by coincidence, him and Daphne end up getting dragged into the human side of the war, and you kind of see their side. And I think that's a really interesting aspect of this. So it kind of gives you the other side. You're also introduced to this character here, Claudia. I really like her, or Claudia, however you want to say it. She was a really cool character, really interesting. And there's some really interesting stuff that happens in this, actually, that gives some insight into the past, the history of this world, the kind of hidden history. And a lot of that has to do with Claudia as well, which is really cool. It kind of coincides together. I felt that was a really interesting aspect. That was like, there was a whole chapter that was just like kind of a flashback that Seth got to see of these events that happened in the past. But getting a little bit sidetracked here. So yeah, Seth ends up joining the human army, training Claudia, because it's not necessarily that she can't fight, that she's a competent fighter, but she's not very confident in herself, and therefore he's perfect for that, because he is, super confident. And I think this series and this book, do best as like a kind of power fantasy, harem ecchi sort of thing, where Seth is just pretty much awesome at everything that if he sets his mind to it, he's going to be able to do it. But it's kind of seeing that and see how it plays out and how he inspires other people, especially in this volume, that gets taken to a whole nother level where he inspires others. And seeing all that unfold is what makes this series and this volume really entertaining. I will say that this volume I found slightly worse than the first volume. I think that has to do with my favourite character is Belai, and she wasn't in this volume very much. I genuinely think that might be why I didn't enjoy it quite as much. But again, they're both very enjoyable. I will say, and I said this in the first volume, there were a lot of grammatical mistakes. Now, I have had contact with Novel Horizons, and I know they are looking to improve and expand their editorial team so that this it doesn't happen, and they're going to be doing revised editions of Volume 1 and 2. So hopefully that'll be sorted out soon. It doesn't make it unreadable, but it can sometimes make it so you have to reread a line 2 or 3 times to kind of understand what was trying to be said. So that is obviously a downfall of it, but hopefully that will be sorted soon, and then you'll get like a perfect copy where it's really really good to read. But yeah, so the story in this kind of really interesting. It introduced a villain as well, a kind of step villain where it's like, yeah, this person maniacal. I hate this person. I want to see them die, or not die, but I want to see them lose. And I really like that as well. I think they were, played up to be very evil, but it worked really well, and it gave Seth someone to kind of clash against constantly, which was really, really interesting. I think the battle scenes as well, like the war scenes in this volume, were really, really interesting. Not interesting, entertaining is what I want to say. Really fun. The book is very fast-paced. You don't really stay in one place for too long, which I think is also why I may have had a few issues with the first few volumes, because it was kind of they were a bit slower than the rest, and then as soon as you get into it, each chapter is like a whole new thing, and it moves along the plot really, really quickly and really entertainingly. I think that's a word, entertainingly. Really, yeah, it's just a fun read. I definitely was looking forward to reviewing this actually and reading this, because it's a fun read. It's not, it's not going to blow you away. It's not going to make you rethink your whole life, but you're going to have a good time reading it. That's how I see it. So yeah. Also, for people that may be brought by the covers, there are plenty of waifus. I am a big fan of waifus personally, and yeah, you're going to get a lot of that. There's the artwork in this definitely adds to that. You see Belia and Elizabeth there, 2 of my favourite characters. Just, yeah, some really, really nice artwork that really complements the story. And as I've said before, I feel that this illustrations in a light novel can really up the experience when it comes to being able to visualize the events that are going on. And so having these, some of these key moments be illustrated really, really does add to the experience and really makes it more enjoyable. So yeah, overall, I want to say I had a really good time reading this. It added some more mystery and some more elements that kind of fleshed out this world and gave it more of a history and made it feel more real. And, added more characters, more sides, kind of characters on each side, where now, maybe after the first volume you were rooting for the demons, whereas now you're not necessarily rooting for either of them. You're kind of on the side of Seth, who's kind of just in the middle. He wants to win for himself almost. But yeah, so I really enjoyed this. I gave this a 4 out of 5, as I did with the first volume. As I said, it's not perfect. It's not going to blow you away, but you will have a good time reading it, I think. So yeah, once again, thank you to Novel Horizons for sending this my way. I will link their website and their Twitter in the description. Also, the Amazon page where you can buy this. I believe they're running a deal on their website as well, where you can buy 2 and get 1 free. I know they've got a bunch of pre-orders for their new series, for their new releases coming out, including 125 Volume 3. So yeah, definitely check that out. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like it if you like this video. If you liked it, that it makes sense. Comment if you think you would enjoy 125. If you're a big fan of fantasy, ecchi, harem kind of stuff, then definitely give it a go. And yeah, subscribe if you want more content like this, and I will see you next time.